welcome to my channel. I am Andrea and this is Beyond the Pink Door. So it's week 14 of my weekly sewing vlog, and this week I did a little bit of filming during the week as I did some sewing and I did some work. So I'm going to slot that footage in now and then I'll come back and show you my fringe dress. Hey, it's Sunday and I've just filmed and uploaded last week's vlog. And in that vlog I showed my lovely art gallery fabric that I've been minding for a while. Now I've just laid it out on the floor and I've managed to get the shirt dress and the fringe dress out of it. And the only compromise I had to make was I don't have any pockets in the fringe dress, which I will live with. And I've had to face the inside of the collar and the button placket in the shirt dress in a pink fabric, which is fine. Oh, and I didn't have enough to do the turn-ups on the sleeve, but that's fine. I live with that. I did think about it, and when I had the fringe dress pinned out, which is the number one dress that I wanted to make out of it, there was quite a bit left over, and I thought, will I make the shirt dress, or will I make a skirt, or will I make a top? And then I thought, no, I'll actually wear the shirt dress far more. So yeah, I've had to make those few little compromises. If I'd had 3 meters, I would have got everything out of it, but you know, that's by the by. So I've started on the fringe dress, and the first thing I'm doing is the belt for the fringe dress. So it gets put into the front darts, so it needs to be made first. And I've made one, and I just thought I would show you how I turn them right side out. I don't have a loop turner, so I'm just going to show you how I do it. And this is how I've done it for years. So I've sewn the 2 right sides together. I've got a needle, which I use for sewing up knitted garments. So it's blunt on the end. I've threaded it with a double thread and I have a knot on the end. And what I do is I poke it through the seam allowance, and then I put the needle through the 2 layers of thread, so I loop it in, and then I feed that down through the belt right to the end. So here we go. I've already done 3, so hopefully this should go to plan. So just feed all the way to the end, and poke it out at the very end, make sure not to catch it, and then basically hold onto the fabric fairly tight and just pull so that it starts turning the right way out, and then feed it. And don't pull it too hard because it may break the thread, even though this is quite light fabric. Sometimes I will use a skewer or a chopstick, but I don't want a chance pushing it through this fabric. So then turns out. I know if you're somebody who has a rouleau loop turner, then this is a bit of a faff, but I don't have one. I never think of buying one because this always works for me. So there we go. So I'll come back and show you when I get to the point where I'm doing the gathers on the dress, and I'll show you how I do the gathers using elastic. So there we go. So it's Monday and I'm back to the fringe dress. So I have made the bodice part, no buttonholes yet, and here's the strings, and I've made the skirt, and how I'm going to gather the skirt is what I'm going to show you. So I do it with elastic, and I learned this through the Avid Seamstress day dress instructions. But basically what you do is you measure the width of the end of the bodice that is going to join to the skirt, and you cut a piece of elastic that length with room for a little overlap of the elastic. And there, that's my elastic. So it's 1/4 inch elastic, and I've loads of this from doing masks. And then what you want to do is quarter it. So find your halfway mark and put a pin on it, and find your 1/4 way mark like you do your neckband for a sweatshirt, put a pin. And then I've already found the center front and the center back, and I've just put a pin there. This is on the top of the skirt. And then I'm just going to basically put the elastic along the edge. So it's going to be inside the seam allowance, basically. So I'm going to pin one end to the side seam. And then I'm going to just basically match up my pins so that I have it evenly placed on the skirt. And my side seam. Here's my center back. And then I'm going to have just a small little overlap where the two pieces of elastic join up. I have my sewing machine set to a zigzag, and I'm going to zigzag it along the edge. So I've overlocked the edge of the skirt, and I'm basically going to zigzag this on top of where the overlocking is. So it's going to be that close to the edge. So this isn't a very gathered skirt, so it's very easy to just pull out the elastic from, say, quarter to quarter. And that gives a nice, perfectly even gather. So the elastic stays in place, and then the skirt just gets joined onto the bodice in the same manner as if you had done a couple of rows of gathering stitches, but the elastic is doing the gathering for you. So it's Wednesday today, and I'm embroidering some t-shirts. I just have a small little order to do. So I remember in one of my vlogs somebody asked me that if I was doing t-shirts again, would I just show how I put the t-shirt into the frame, that they were having some trouble. So I'm just going to show you how I do that. This one is just finished, so it's Aoife's Exotic Reptiles, and I did it in a 2 colour, so it looks slightly ombre from a distance. So I don't do an awful lot of t-shirts. I don't have a huge amount of confidence doing the digitizing, but I'm getting better as I go. So I'll just show you how I clamp the t-shirt. Oh, and I have a new tripod today, which is great. Got it from Amazon, and it comes with a little clicker, so I can actually take photos and stop and start videos, which is really handy. So here we go. Now I have this roll of stabilizer. I don't know what quality it is, but I have it a long time, so I'm not quite sure. But it's pretty firm, but I suppose it's probably a medium weight stabilizer. So that machine takes a round hoop, which is really, really handy. My other machine has a square hoop. So this is the one off my other one. So I find this one more difficult because you have to be very accurate putting the under clamp in. So I really like the round one. There's a room for a margin of error. So I just use one piece of this. It's very tricky. I'm sure there must be some sort of gadget that you can get these to go on well, but this is a polo t-shirt. It's Dunn Stores quality, so I just put the under one there, slide in the piece of paper. I'm not an expert at this. I think it's just lucky sometimes that they all land in the same place. So I'm just manoeuvring it around, and again, as I say, I really like the round one. Now, if this was the square one, I would have to make sure it was very square. You can't be off. So there is lots of room for error with the round one. Then there's an up and a down to my clamp, so I know that this little thing here shows the top. And then just a matter of squaring it up. So I use this to square, and I use the button placket here and get it pretty central, and then there we go. So you're supposed to hit it and it sounds like a drum, so it's nicely stretched. That's fine. Now what I also do is I use a second piece of paper and I put that under where the embroidery is going to go just before I start the machine. So it's basically embroidering on 3 layers. And I do that so that the embroidery doesn't get too stretched. So I'll show you me doing that on the machine. Now, so I'm here at the machine and I'm ready to place it on. So here we go. I have to hear the clicks on both sides. There we go. Make sure that there's no t-shirt underneath. There's a button here that I press just to do a tracing, so it'll show where the embroidery is going to go, and you don't have to do that every time. I've already done one t-shirt and it's worked perfectly, but I just like to do it every time, so just press the button. It just shows me where the embroidery is going to go, and just for my own I always feel better doing that, to show that it's not actually going outside the hoop, that I've set something up wrong. Just, it's one of my little OCD things. So this is where my extra piece of paper comes in. So I just place it underneath the hoop. So it's going to embroider down through 3 different layers. And this just works for me. I don't try and clamp that extra layer in when I'm clamping this in, because it's hard enough to get it through the t-shirt anyway in the first place. So yeah, it's just good to press go. And here it goes. Now it's off and it's done, and I've taken the clamp off it, and this is what it looks like at the back. So here's the double piece, and when I'm taking the paper off, I try to take it off layer by layer, and then that's it at the back. Now this little girl has sensitive skin, so the mother has asked me to just put something on the back of it, because this is just kind of itchy, I suppose. So I'm going to actually iron a piece of interfacing on the back. I think that should help. So yeah, that's done. I hope they like them. There you go. A few little threads to cut off. It broke the thread twice. It's just, yeah. So there we go. So straight after I did my vlog last week, I cut out my fringe dress and I cut out the shirt dress, and I know I've spoken about that in the last little snippet. So I'm just going to show you the dress now. I don't have buttons on it yet. I don't have anything to match here, and I'm thinking of covering buttons. But I'm just afraid with the little shank that's on the covered buttons that they might spread a little bit. But yeah, to be decided. So I have some pins where the buttons go, and I'm really pleased with it. I really like it. Now I was just going to put my hands into the pockets, and of course there's no pockets in this one. I lengthened the bodice by just 1 centimetre, and it just has made such a difference to how it feels. I just felt it was just a bit too high and it was just right across my ribs. So I found with my last dress, when I sat down, it actually just cut me right in the middle. And I suffer with IBS quite a bit, so I found that really, really uncomfortable. So yeah, that centimetre, even though you think, God, I'm going to add a centimetre, is that enough? Is that going to do anything? Yeah, it made such a difference. And another centimetre would have actually made it too far down. So yeah, it's just right, just right. I think the pairing of the fabric to the pattern is just lovely. I really, really like it. It's really light and floaty. This is my first wearing of it, of course, because I'm not wearing it without the buttons. Yeah, I really, really like it. I'm just so glad that I cut into this fabric, because I know, as I said last week, I just love the fabric. I love the colours. Yeah, I just love everything about this. And I think going into autumn, I'll be able to wear it. I know it's got the grown-on sleeve, but I think with, you know, a cardigan with a roomy sleeve, it'll be lovely. So yeah, I really like it. So that's the only alteration I made to the pattern, and it just seems to have just hit the perfect spot. So I really like it. I did cut out the shirt dress as well, and I haven't gotten near doing that during the week. I had a very busy week again, so yeah, all is good. And the other makes that I can show you today are a few little bits that my daughter has made for a friend of ours who's had a baby recently. So I was really delighted, because the thought of going shopping to buy the baby something never even came into the equation. She just said, I'd really like to make her something. So I had noticed, of course, lately that Tamlin Sewn on the Time, who has her beautiful little baby now, she had been making a lot of tops and bottoms from the free patterns from Patterns for Pirates. And so I looked up their patterns, and there's a teeny beanie, a little hat, there's a raglan tee, and there's peg leg trousers. So I printed them all off. They come in a lovely little range of sizes. We did the newborn size, there's a preemie size as well, and then there's, I think, another 3 sizes again after. And they're really simple to use, so we just printed them off, stuck them together. I mean, the little patterns are so small, they hardly took any sellotape. And then we just went through my scraps. One of those boxes is just scraps of jerseys. And we had loads to choose from, because the little tops take so little fabric. So we made this little top. So the jersey is leftovers from an Audrey top, and this is the lovely jersey from the Crafty Studio. I think this is all sold out at the moment, but maybe it's still there in a different colour. A funny feeling it's there in the mustard kind of colour. And this is really, really soft. And then I used leftovers of sweatshirting fabric that I had got from my sewing box. So yeah, this was a lovely little make, came together really simply. She made 2 of these. Again, more little leftovers. This is sweatshirting I got from Quilt Yarn Stitch. It's lovely and fluffy inside as well. So this is a really lovely little one. The only thing is that a lot of the jerseys, or a lot of the sweatshirting lately, I've noticed that they don't have an awful lot of stretch in the direction across the body. But there's loads of stretch this direction, which is, yeah, it's a little bit of a pain. I'm hoping this is going to fit, because after all her hard work, it'd be an awful devil if it didn't actually fit. But yeah, this is really cute. And then we made the peg legs. So again, use the combination of the jerseys. So we had loads of jerseys to choose from, but she just used these ones so that there's 2 bottoms, 2 tops, and they coordinate. This is lovely, because the bottoms are all fluffy inside. So yeah, we spent an afternoon making these, and then she made the teeny beanie. Look at that! How cute is that? So yeah, I'm hoping her friend will appreciate her hard work, but we had great fun in making them. So I think she's going to make another little set just out of that jersey, because it's just really lovely, and it's going to be so much easier to work with when it comes to doing the raglan bindings there. So yeah, that was great fun. And you know, it's quite fun working on tiny little clothes, but they are quite difficult to make because they're so teeny. And I used my cover stitch, of course, on all the hems. So yeah, some of it went a little bit helter-skelter, but I am still I'm still learning how to use it. And I think she's going to make another set, yeah, out of the grey, and then also out of this jersey that I have in the shop at the moment. This lovely with the stars, I think that's just going to be gorgeous. So that would make like a lovely little pair of pyjamas for it, wouldn't it? This is a Maven Patterns Somerset tee that I've cut out for myself. I really, really love royal blue. I think it's just such a nice colour on Irish skin tone. I think it's lovely. So yeah, this is one of the fabrics I have at the shop, and it's really difficult to photograph to get it correct, but I think I have the colour of it right now. So that's all the sewing we did this week. So between my dress, which I love, and her little bits of sewing, and then I got a few fabrics into the shop as well. So I have a little pile here that I'm just going to show you. I got a delivery on Thursday and I put it up on the community tab on YouTube. Now I didn't even know that existed. I got the delivery in and I was saying to my daughter, how am I going to let people know that the fabric has come in, you know, if they don't follow me on Instagram? And she said, well, why don't you use your community tab? And what is my community tab? So yeah, so I added it. God, I'm such a big girl with all these new things to learn. So here are some of the fabrics. I got more, but I just thought I would give you just a little quick look at some of them. So I couldn't resist this gingham. I remember this from my childhood. It's got little daisies on it. So it's really cute, and it feels slightly seersuckery as well. It's got that lovely texture to it. So that's really, really cute. I am going to nab a little bit of this for myself, and I'm going to make my daughter another one of those little sheared back tops from the Ariana, the Style Arc dress. I would make her a dress, but I think she's going to wear the top more, because I know anybody watching from the UK, I know you've had amazing weather this week. We haven't. It's just been rain, rain, rain. Impossible to get the washing done, like to get the washing dry this week. Just, yeah, it didn't happen. And it's awful to be thinking that this is the beginning of August and for July I've used my tumble dryer. It's just horrendous. I just hate the thought of it. So the most popular fabric in the last delivery was the viscose with the navy background and the flowers. That just sold out really fast. So I got another roll of that. A lot of it is gone, but I also got it in this ivory background colour. And this is just really, really pretty as well. I love this hot pink part and the lovely golden yellow. It's just gorgeous. And I got in a black background as well. And really, truly, it's very difficult. I found it very difficult to think which is the navy and which is the black when I went to cut them out. But when you put them side to side, you can see the navy and the black, but the navy is a very dark background. But here's the black. And again, it's the same colours, but on a black background. And I think there's nothing better than bright colours on a dark background. They just really pop. So that's absolutely gorgeous. Love that. And then I couldn't resist this. I love yellow. I just love it. Love yellows. And again, this has a lovely vintagey look to it. It's just so pretty. So this came in a mustard background and a yellow background. And from the website where I do my ordering, I couldn't tell the difference, but I thought, no, actually, I'd really like a yellow. And I'm so pleased with the yellow colour. This is just absolutely gorgeous. And I got 2 cotton lawns, and this is one of them. And I think this is just so pretty. So I really, really like this. I'm going to have to nab a little bit of this for myself. I got the Love Notions Rhapsody dress and top pattern this week because they had a 50% off sale. And I think the top would be really, really lovely in this. So that's my plan. I've it already printed off, so that's going to be on my to-do list. So yeah, I had quite a very varied week this week, very busy. So I also recorded a quick sew along tutorial for the oven glove this week. I drew up a little pattern and you'll be able to get it from when I upload the video. I have to edit it yet and that'll be up later in the week. And then on Tuesday, which is the 4th, I'm taking part in the Sew It Top challenge. So it's run by Claire of Penguin and Pear. So I am going to make a top and video a review on it. I haven't made the top yet. I'm still trying to think what top will I make, but what I'd like to do is make the top, record it as a sew along if I get time. It actually takes quite a long time to do something like that, and I have to have it done and up by Tuesday. So I think on Tuesday you're just going to see a review, and hopefully whatever top I review, I will have been able to do a sew along as well. And as I say, later on in the week then, because I don't want to bombard you with videos either, I will put up the oven glove tutorial. So thanks so much for watching. And if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And then whenever I upload a video, you'll get a notification to say that that there's a new video up. So yeah, thanks a million for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.